Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a deep dive
Okay.
into something a little different. It's still Bitcoin related, obviously,
Right. Yeah.
but we're looking at how Bitcoin plays a part in a fictional
Okay.
family, like a family dynamic.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's actually it's a pretty fun scene. So
Yeah.
the source material is the short scene from a story called what kind of chunk cut the hair now.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And it's set in the year 2030.
wow. Okay.
And
A future.
yeah, in the future, and this family's living like a super luxurious life,
Yeah.
all thanks to the dad's
And
early
Bitcoin.
investments, right?
Yeah.
And so what we're going to be doing today is kind of looking at this little scene
Okay.
and kind of picking it apart, seeing like
Yeah.
what it tells us about like how people viewed Bitcoin, especially
Interesting.
back in the early days,
Uh-huh.
like it's funny because it's like a very lighthearted, humorous scene, but it does offer a kind of unique
I see. Yeah.
perspective into how those perceptions of Bitcoin might change
Yeah.
as we go into the future.
Totally. Yeah. I think one thing that really stands out to me is like how they use humor to kind of like really show that contrast,
Yeah.
between like how the family's living this like crazy luxurious life in 2030 and
Yeah.
like you think back to like mom's
Yeah.
initial reaction to Bitcoin. She calls it like digital monopoly money.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny because it's like a classic example of that
Yeah.
like told you so kind
Yeah.
of thing
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
know
I told you so. It makes me think
Totally.
like where would I
Yeah,
have fallen on?
totally. Would you have been like, this is it? Or would you be like,
Yeah, like would I be like scoffing at the idea of like digital currency,
yeah.
or would I have been, hoarding
Yeah.
satoshis or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
So,
Totally.
but one thing that I thought was like really interesting in this scene that stood out to me
Yeah.
was this generational
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
divide that you can
Hmm.
kind of see. Like
Okay.
you've got the dad who's like, totally immersed in Bitcoin.
Yep.
And then you've got like the kid who's just like so nonchalant about it.
Okay.
Like they're like living in this crazy mansion and the kid's like, oh, can we even afford pizza? Like with that sarcastic
Yeah.
tone.
That's such a good point. And it makes you wonder, like, how will these kids
Yeah.
who grow up,
Yeah. Yeah.
in this world where digital currencies are just like the norm,
Right. Right.
how will they even view it?
Exactly.
Will they be as passionate about it as
Yeah. Will it be revolutionary to them?
Yeah.
Like it was to people who saw it kind of come up from nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for them it's just going to be like
It's just money. Yeah.
it's just another form of currency.
And meanwhile, Dad's over here, like basking in the glory of his like,
Totally. Sunglasses on.
contrarian
Yeah.
Bitcoin bet, right?
Bitcoin CEO. Yeah, yeah.
And he's like still buying
And he's still buying
more
more.
coin.
Yeah.
Even though
Even though he's got
they're like living in a mansion.
Right. Right.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, it's like it really leans into that
Yeah.
digital gold.
Yeah, that narrative that you hear so much about.
Bitcoin.
Right. Totally. Like you hear that a lot,
Yeah.
that Bitcoin is like the new digital gold.
Right. What are your thoughts on that like whole analogy, the digital gold thing?
Well, I mean, I think on the surface,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, it's like a store of value.
Or like a hedge against inflation, it's like the digital version of like having a gold bar. Yeah, exactly. And it's a powerful narrative, especially
Yeah.
given like, how crazy the economy's been in the last few years.
Right. Right.
But then, the big question is like,
Yeah.
will it actually
It
hold
could stand the test of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like gold has.
These are really going to
Yeah.
be that safe haven asset, like
Yeah.
gold, which has like literally been valuable for
Yeah.
centuries.
It's a really good question. Like I don't think anybody knows the answer to that.
Right. Exactly.
But reading through this scene, there's one line that really stood out to me,
Okay.
and I think it really kind of sums up like the whole essence of this whole scene.
Yeah.
And the line is, it's not just a meme.
Oh, I love that line. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's delivered with like a little bit of defiance, you know, like he's
Yeah,
really
it is
yeah.
kind of a powerful statement.
Yeah, and it speaks to like this
Yeah.
deeper
Yeah.
tension,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh-huh.
because while the scene is like, you know, obviously it's funny,
Hearted.
it's lighthearted, it's, you know, it's kind of over the top.
Exaggerated.
It yeah, there's exaggerations, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does touch on this
Yeah.
this debate that's
Uh-huh.
been going on
It acknowledges that
forever.
about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, is it just a speculative bubble that's going to burst one day,
yeah.
or is it actually a legitimate, you know,
Yeah.
world-changing technology, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like playing both sides of that.
Yeah, and it makes you think like, okay, so let's say this family's like
Yeah.
digital gold dream
Right.
does actually become a reality.
Right.
What would that even
Yes.
look like? Like, what would that mean?
Yeah. What would that mean for
Everybody.
you know?
No.
Yeah.
Would they embrace it? Would they
Yeah.
be like, okay, this is
Yeah.
the new system. This is
Right. Is this an opportunity?
this is the future.
Or would they try and stick to like
Or would they be like, no, I'm
No.
scared of this. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with
like the traditional systems?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
know, it really
This really does make you think about like
yeah.
what your place in this
Yeah.
whole changing world would be, right?
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. And even if like let's say Bitcoin like totally fizzles out and it doesn't end up being this revolutionary thing, like I still think the conversations that
Yeah.
it started, the debates,
Yeah.
the questions it's raising
They're not going on.
are going to continue.
Yeah.
You know, it's really changed how we think about
Uh-huh.
money and
Yeah. Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
For sure.
So where do you stand on this whole
Yeah.
digital frontier?
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know. Let us know in the
Babe.
comments.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into this deep dive.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was this was a fun one, I think.
Yeah, totally.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
All right, see ya.